You're watching Let's Chat.
Last week about this time, we were telling you about Valley Fest over in Dunlap, and there's another huge event coming to Dunlap this upcoming weekend. What's one of the common links behind them? This guy, Cody McCarver. Cody, good to see you again, my friend. Recap, how was Valley Fest?
Beautiful. Great, other than it had a little rain.
Other than a little rain.
Yeah.
But the attendance was good from what I understand, and you guys are already making plans for next year's Valley Fest.
Yep, be first weekend in May next year, and that'll be 12 of them.
12?
Next year will be 12 of them. So
I like that number.
Yeah, we're hoping to step it up and bring in some more big artists. And we had Creedence Clearwater Revival and the Charlie Daniels Band's first show together since Charlie passed.
Right.
And so it was a good weekend.
Kind of an emotional moment, I would think.
Yeah, I went over and got to see all the guys from Charlie's band. Got to see Roger. I was sitting there looking at Roger. A lot of people don't know Roger, but he's the guy behind the scenes that every time Charlie Daniels walked on stage in 40 years, he handed him his guitar or his fiddle.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, he gave one of the more eloquent eulogies at Charlie's funeral, if memory serves me correctly. Yeah.
He's deaf.
Yes, he is.
He's just a wonderful man. So.
All right, you got a big thing coming up in Dunlap this weekend, which takes what a lot of folks do to a deeper level. This is going to be a Songwriters Festival. A lot of folks enjoy hearing the music on the radio, DVD, download, whatever, but they don't really know what goes into writing a song, which can sound just like the easiest thing in the world, but songwriting is far from easy.
Absolutely. The Songwriters Festival was kind of put together by me and Janice Adams, who is our head of our Chamber of Commerce there.
Right.
And we sat down. Of course, you know, anybody that's been to Dunlap recently knows that there's a lot of changing going on in our historic downtown Dunlap, from the Dunlap Mercantile and the Game Shack, putting in a recording studio, just all kinds of cool, the Yard, all the cool music venues. We want to make this a little downtown muscle shows.
Yeah, which is certainly an admirable thing.
Yeah.
The rate you're going, I think you'll get there. One of our mutual songwriting idols, Harlan Howard, once said, "A good song ain't nothing but 3 chords and the truth." How do you feel about that?
Yeah, he's a lot talented. He's a lot more talented than some of us songwriters. My favorite songwriter in the world is, well, now it's became a bunch of them, but I'll go back to a local guy named Roger Allen Wade.
Yeah.
And I used to go see Roger sing, and he would sing these songs, and he could make you laugh, and he could make you cry.
Frequently in the same song.
In the same song, absolutely. And it's just an honesty and a talent that he has. You know, I always say without a songwriter, there'd be no song.
Yeah,
and people forget that. George Strait had, 50, 60, 70, I don't know, #1 records.
A bunch.
Never wrote a song.
Never wrote a song.
Dean Dillon is absolutely responsible for his career.
You look at some of the songs, talking about 3 chords and the truth. Some of these songs, Sweet Home Alabama, Horse with No Name by America, Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater, Wild Thing by the Troggs, and Louie Louie. They only had 3 chords, but yet they were monster hits. What's the first thing that you do as a songwriter, and you've got dozens or more under your belt, what's the first thing you do when you pick that up and you think, I'm going to write a song?
Oh, well, usually it comes from an idea.
Right.
Like an idea that maybe God put in my head or my heart, and I sat down and pick up a guitar and try to put a melody with it, and then kind of go from there. And sometimes they take 20 minutes, and then I wrote a song called We All Look the Same Through God's Eyes. It took 10 years. So you just never know.
A lot of songs, and you and I have discussed this before, they will tell a story taking us, the listener, going from point A to point B.
Right.
A lot of songs simply go in a circle. Maybe the same trip, but a different way. When you're looking at a song, do you visualize the potential it has for being a hit, or do you just write it for the artistry of writing it?
Artistry of writing it, just to write it and hope that I've said something cool. Like I just recently wrote a song called Younger Man, and I wrote it for my other half, and then I didn't realize how good it was.
Yeah.
I just sat down to write her a song, and it was just, wow, this is pretty special. And then John Schneider put it on his new album, and I talked to like Bobby Tomerlin, who's going to be there, who wrote Diamond Rio's #1 record called One More Day.
Right.
One of my favorite songwriters is Mark Nairmore, who has wrote That's What I Love About Sundays.
Yeah.
Steve Dean is going to be there. Like I said, Roger, Lou Card. We're pulling in some of the local guys. and just one of them is going to be food trucks, as it says there, and vendors, and we got great food coming. We got barbecue, seafood. Seafood in Dunlap. That's kind of a...
Yeah, barbecue and seafood are my two favorites by far and away. We got to take a quick time out here. We're going to find out a little bit more about the artistry that goes behind writing a song, and we're going to talk about some songs that were instant recall hits. You hear them the first 4 or 5 seconds, you know what the song is, but they weren't written by the performers. We'll explain when we come back on Let's Chat.